Going to be seeing what they can do as they maneuver seemingly down toward this A-bomb site. Xantares is going to be the first man to be against any sort of action. Smoke's going down, simple dink, and he's down to 9. Already a rotate to be called out of the CT side, but still a great first frag by Absence. Xantares on 9 HP, able to find one as well, and into a 4-on-3. Again, with a little bit of damage inflicted onto the side of Big in the form of Xantares, maybe this retake becomes just that little bit easier, but again, with the after plant positions that XCOM Ago have currently taken up, all 3 of them to be onto the back of the bomb site. A little risky, to say the least, but as Groovy takes down one, that is Smooya dead and finds it a second, make it a third. And it seems like pistol round as Groovy gets himself an ace in the pistol. The 2. Raven through under, back around towards B. A lot of possibilities in this T side. That's what makes it such a good side to get a lot of rounds on. Because there's so many possibilities. Nice shot by Smooth, though. Able to take down Furlan edge of the smoke. 50 seconds on the clock, and here's the commitment from Ago. As soon as they've lost that first man, they've sort of got a little panicky. Now have to try and commit off of the back of this. There's still plenty of time, though. They don't have to rush this. Play it to their heart's content. Taking mid is their main objective. MHL, great shot onto Xantares. Able to close down that mid hold, and well, next, does he peek window? Yes, he does, but LeMan takes him down. B bomb site is now under control, or at least partially, but Groovy takes down one more. Tabson, as he's able to respond, it's all into a 3-on-2, and Ago, they've locked down that B bomb site.
I'm surprised Nex actually puts himself in that kind of position that he endangers the entire round because of that peak, and, well...
UP, of course, being such a hefty asset to work against.
Yeah.
Still, crossing over to the bomb site. Furlan inside of the smoke, straight down towards CT, and now Smooya has the chance to strike. He finds himself the first onto LeMan, looking for a second. Can't yet convert, but finally gets shut down. Tabson, though, beautiful shot, and it is all left onto MHL. He will take down Xantares, but 10 seconds left on the bomb, and as soon as he goes for that plant, Tabson should be looking to deny it, and exactly so that he does. First round for Big, took them quite a while. Couple of gun rounds.
3 bot with enough to be a challenging competitor, but ooh, Lemon's only pit right now engaging. He finds one. Smooya and Xantares, the return, and it seems like Xantares is going to be up for more. He finds 2 already, and with MHL down, that's the end of the round. Sydney and Grubby, they've got a very difficult battle on mid. Grubby, he does take down Nex, and T's in. He's alone on B. There is a chance Sydney could get the hell out of there through long and maybe divert back towards B, although Grubby or Groovy, yeah, I'm not sure why he runs up short when Sydney's going back towards mid to help him out, right? You at least want to group up and maybe give yourself a fighting chance, but T's in. Dangerous to leave B open.
Of course, from Ago this time, though, trying to head through towards middle, see if they can split toward B and get themselves a little bit of a bomb plant. Nex is definitely aware of this, though. Drafts in the support of Tizian to just hold from tunnels, and hold he will. A little bit shakily, though. They lose the B bomb site. That's not a good way to go about it. And look how close right now that Furlan is inside of mid. Just sat behind that smoke. Smooya misses. They line up. Oh my god. Tabson, last man alive, and round is already gone by the looks of things. They'll try and peek into him, but XCOM, they have won themselves what is a full eco round going into round number 7, and what a way to do it.
Furlan, how the hell does he get away with 2 kills there? I mean, Big, 2 rifles at the ready in CT, and it's a Deagle that takes them both down. Tabson, 34 HP, can take himself Lehman to go. Sydney will finish him off, though, unfortunately.
As he's holding down towards short. Deagle in hand, but yeah, already forced back. Let's get one. But MHL there for the trade, and Tabson lowering towards CT. Molotov already burning him out. The man spots him, does take a dink to the head, so a teammate should come in and try and wrap up the kill eventually. But again, Tabson, there's the tap. Takes down MHL. Damage has now been done. Furlan, thankfully, to find themselves a trade in return. But again, the time is ticking. Tabson is still on Goose. They have to put a bomb plant down.
Nex finds one more. Nex finds a second, and Sydney in a 1-on-3. No chance. Tizian takes him out, and Big. They win big time with an eco round. Eco for eco trades, eh? I guess we're down to that. Absolutely, without doubt. Here we go. It's a B commit. Lehman through the smoke. He's blinded out. Still gets one. Okay, there goes Tizian. The op is down. The rifle is down. Next car, he is only good for the one, and with B-side lost. Oh, there goes Furlan. Holy hell-a-moly. XCOM, they get away with a potential easy victory right now.
Seems like it. Yeah, they've been able to again force out the save of Big. They have the double AWP. They are not going to be giving that one up.
And yes, they went out in the group stage.
In the group stage, they lost like 2-0 to VP, right?
Yep. They were pretty easily defeated.
And again, just showing what this Big side definitely have about them. The LAN performances over the past few months seeming to be definitely out of their hands. At least Tabson this time, he is able to open things up, trades it back into a 4-on-4, but again, Ago looks so confident with the way they set themselves up. Groovy takes out Tizzy, and that's on the other side of the map. It forces a rotate toward that B bomb site and the second man through CT as well. If Ago strike right now, they've got perfect time to be able to do this. The Molotov is not going to be effective whatsoever. It's essentially all down to Xantares here in this 4-on-3. And while he's already been Molotov out of position, the spam comes, but no damage dealt.
And look at this. The drawback.
Oh my.
Grubby takes down B defense, that's it. All of a sudden, XCOM, they're making the run back towards B already. Xantares still on site, but he can't do anything. MHL! But still, the point is, XCOM they've got the flank on short, although Smuya, the looks of it, he's not aware that there's a player on short. Furlan, he's waiting up until the very last few seconds, and here comes the engagement now. 4 players on the defense, good nades, Groupie, low HP, and the start is perfect. Taps and double spray down, that's it. That's exactly what you love to see. Furlan, though, through short, there's the first, picks up the op even, and he's gonna now help with the hold, or at least the overwatch of sight. Sydney is ready for the peak as Xantares is taken down. Next refrags, Sydney, what is this peak, though? This aggressiveness into CT almost cost him his life and potentially the round itself. MHL, though, he's in pit with the op. Sydney, 4 HP.
Yeah, and surely this is not retakeable whatsoever right now. Sydney, jumping shot. And it is all down to MHL. Spots the initial barrel. Has to try and get on the defuse, though, for the CT side. And MHL, he's going to keep on firing, but finally, to be dispossessed out of the round. Neeks has the defuse kit. And Big will finally wrap one up. Just barely. I don't think we sort of expected this sort of performance out of XCOM. I'm loving it so far. Smuya, though, great first kill. Tizian does get the smoke down onto the molly. But Smuya finally able to sort of bring some value with that AWP opens up into the B-bomb site.
Yeah, I mean, the entry is there. Question is, how do they continue? Do they allow XCOM freedom across the map? Do they allow them to be snuffed out one by one? Tapson, as soon as he spots any danger on long, he should be getting the hell out of there. He can't hold it by himself unless he sprays down both coming through doors. He's not going to get very far with that. The bomb on short. Furlan looking like the commitment will be coming towards A, with MHL to support it. And Big, there's no flank yet, nor is there an engagement. Tapson, though, like I said, unless he sprays down both, he has to run away, and he does exactly as I said, the former. He's going to have himself 2 kills easily. Let's see. Next. That's enough. That's all he needed to do.
Actually here in this game now, actually present. To finally give us what they're made of. Big. XCOM going to be pushing out onto the back of the B bomb site. Leman, great first frag. Inside of the smoke, Smuya lines up the collat. Will trade his position out toward the doors and looking perfect so far for the Big side now into a 3-on-3 with Leman down to 13 points of health. Have to try and get that bomb transported across to the site, but a perfect boost out of Smoo gives the advantage straight back to Ago. Well, straight back to Big, sorry, 45 seconds on the clock. Bomb at least to be planted, but again, with this man advantage they have, it is all essentially down to how they hold these positions now. And with the man so low, it is so important they get at least the first frag. There's a tunnel flank coming through as well. They have at least a couple of smokes to guarantee these safe positions.
Well, The one lucky break XCOMAGO have that the time is on their side still, and it's ticking fast and fast. Atamıyor though spots one, gets the frag, and it's all eyes on Lehman with 10 HP, well 13. It's not really going to be doable, and there's enough time to defuse, of course. Xantares will be pulling it off 6-8. First view, they stood no chance, as if they didn't know what they were doing. All of a sudden, Big is just smashing them to the ground themselves. Atamıyor, nice entry again with the AWP. He has himself a big opener, and Atamıyor saves the day for Big, if you ask me, in this kind of position. As soon as he gets the first kill, that's all he needed to do. By the way, okay, no, for a second there, it looked like Xantares might be disconnected or something, but it's going to be a bit of a B push with the bomb. What the hell is going on right now? XCOMAGO, they push B with the bomb, yet one player in mid not really helping out. And Sydney finally gets one, but Tizian easy frags on MHL for days, and Sydney, well, the 1-on-3, they know he was last seen and heard at mid doors, therefore it's either upper or it's short. He's going to be in, and well, there it is, 7-8, Big. They salvage what they can out of the first half, and they make it, well, the best possible scenario they could have.
What a perfect way to sort of end the half, considering what it could have been for Ago. They could have been on easily double digits, but the fact that Big actually bring it back, finally we see Atamıyor waking up as well. It took the smokes, and well, Big as they take over the bomb site. Tabson taking a fair bit of damage. The same though for these CT players. The man, good first shot, but again as that rotate comes through, XCOM have to be so careful. Jump shot from Furlan, but Atamıyor able to execute. Leman and Gruby both incredibly low and into a 4-on-4.
And all of a sudden, the real party begins. The pistol round is going to be pretty vital. Well, it is pretty vital here for both sides. Big, they have themselves an excellent afterplant. As long as they hold on to their pants, it's all good. MHL double, though, still a 2v2. And Goose is going to be next waiting, but he doesn't stand the chance. And it all eyes on Tizian. The plant is so bad, actually, he can just hold it down. Nothing that Tizian can do at all. And the defuse is there. It's going to be 9 rounds to XCOM. Go, and even the kill in the...
to be taking. But as Ago move up toward... Oh, sorry, as Big move up toward the back of a long Gruby. Great first frag. Has to come through from a trade out of Tizian. But it's not going to matter. Atamıyor and Neeks into a 4-on-3... Oh, sorry, a 4-on-2. But how do they even come back from this right now?
Well, one way is to make sure that you do not lose the player on long. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. And it's almost a clean round.
As Furlan, though. Smoke is dissipating. Atamıyor has the chance to try and catch his head off here, but Furlan, he's just one step ahead of the game. You'd think with an AWP scope, he has all the vision in the world, but it just, the way the smoke dissipates and the angle works, he just doesn't get absolutely anything out of that. And, well, Big, what do? Try and commit towards short, but still have the man in Goose to hold, the CT rotate, the pit player watching long. This is going to be so hard for them to take the site right now.
Well, if they want to succeed in taking the site, they first have to get rid of either Lehman or MHL. One or the other will do, but they need to get rid of one, minimum. If they lose an entry, the rotations coming in through with Grubby is going to complicate matters a lot more than it should have been otherwise. And MHL, I'm not sure if he spotted this, but certainly he knows. The pop flash is coming through now. Here comes the engagement. And MHL, he's going to find the first nose. Xantares refrags. That's a good start. At least Big will get the plant for short. And it's back to a 4-on-4 retake. 3 players through CT. Lehman holding long. And Tizian, does he go back towards long to try and flank across? Certainly he does. Yeah, he's definitely going to do that. He's so patient about it, so we can see this. Tabson finds Furlan, and that should be the end right here, right now for XCOMAGO. This retake no longer successful, at least possible even. Although Lehman finds one. Sydney to be taken down in the end. Tizian and Xantares will clean house, and that is the 8th point
in this series itself. That it might be too much for Big to handle here. And well, inside of the CT spawn position, Gruby going to sort of... Oh, the timing could really not work for him here, depending how quickly they swing. But Furlan, as he lands the first with that AWP, that's AWP for AWP battle. And well, Furlan comes out on top. Already an instant 5-on-4 for Ago to prosper from. MHL finds a second on the back of the short position. And Big, they're just dropping like flies at the moment. There's nothing they can really do, and I wouldn't even be surprised if they already considered a save. I don't think they're breaking into this B bomb site. Their setup with Sydney in this close corner is just too good right now, unless he dies quickly.
Yeah, they're not going to get into B site unless they're able to blind them somehow and eliminate their crossfire. Sydney, well, he's going to be caught next. Okay, double, that's enough. Back to a 3-on-2. And it is next that's going to be crossing to plant the bomb. Teasing holding from door and some... What? Grubby, what are you doing? A 3v2 retake, and he decides to go peek before the plant even happens. He knows he doesn't need to, but he goes for it anyway. That's a huge mistake and a shadow step there. Will potentially cause XCOM to lose this round. Nex and Tizian, two that you can rely on being able to close out rounds for you. And all of a sudden, that's it. I think Nex gets the ace. He does. There's the ace clutch.
Wow.
Nex is going to pull it up.
Big have to start stepping up Tizian. Especially Furlan. What a peak, though.
Jesus.
Gonna swing straight into lower mid already. Able to guarantee his side the first kill, and that's a really big blunder to be taking early if you're big right now, because you have to work for that refrag. Yes, Furlan's low, but he has that AWP to work with, not going to be shying away from taking any sort of angle peeks. MHL, considering that he's the main AWP player, giving the role to Furlan at this point might be not too bad of a choice, considering he's opened it up pretty well. But again, as he sort of goes for the boost over the top, Smooya surely has the spot, but the box just barely denies him. He knows exactly where the player is, just can't find the right angle to go and face him. Not going to either. Smart to just back away, make sure that he keeps himself safe and doesn't sacrifice another player, because if they fall in a 5-on-3, you can essentially start to say the round's over at that point. Big would be having such a hard task of getting into that A-bomb site, but this time, seeming pretty confident to go for a smoke execution, making their way toward A short again. There's no long sort of push this time, though, so there's not a lot of depth in this round, just relying again on these early entries to try and find the peak. Smooya misses the shot wide open there. 45 seconds, and MHL, all he has to do right now is sit back and waste the time. They have the rotate coming over from Groovy if needed, and now it's being called on MHL wide open, but Groovy, he'll find a double, keeps the man advantage, and it's all down to Smooya and Tizian. A 3-on-2 and bomb should be planted, but again, this retake surely going to be easier just with the man advantage.
I'm not sure what MHL was attempting to achieve there. The Molotov, maybe it would have burned him a little bit, but certainly it wasn't burning him from the get-go. So he had a second or two more to decide what the hell he wanted to do there. And certainly could have gone about differently peeking that angle. But here we go. Tizian back to 2v2. And all of a sudden, it becomes evident the Big is going to have themselves a bit of a big barbecue. It's going to be Lehman left. He finds Smooya. It's still a 1-on-1. No kit. No time. 11-11 as Big will tie the score by the save of Tizian. Another ace almost coming through there. And he was quiet throughout the entirety of this set.
It does come down to the gun rounds, and Big just seemed a class above the rest. Tabson's already in CT, by the way.
He's aware. Grubby is aware that somebody's in CT. I'm 100% certain he heard them drop. Problem is, there's a smoke to cover that. And Sydney is spotted in window. Furlan, deep push into upper. He's gonna get himself one. It's gonna be Tizian with a... Well, actually, Tabson and Tizian to returns. And Xantares one more. Still a 2v2. A site is open. They don't know this, or at least doesn't seem like they might be aware of this. Although lower, they hear Furry.
Oh, and they spot the last man as well.
Yeah, and they know where Sydney is. Ooh.
Not sure why Smooya commits, but...
You know what? At this point, Xantares... Oh!
Yeah.
Oh my god, Xantares! He's playing...
He's got a molly. Oh, yeah. What is... I don't know what Smooya's trying to do in that situation, but...
Well, I wouldn't say never seen, just... It's very rarely seen at this kind of level of CS. Tapson, though, the entry is his, and this, look at the prompt. Big immediately push out mid. They change their momentum. They change their direction. They're going to be going for the split B. Nyx barely alive as the spray comes through the smoke, but it's Smooya and Tizian with the return. Yep. That's a big ol' oof right there. XCOM go. They went so well, or they did so well, and all of a sudden, it seems like they still will not be able to stave off Big and their map point coming up. A 4-on-2, a save should be coming out from both of these two guys. They need to keep this open. One round and they can pull into OT, but that one round is going to come at a very difficult time. Luckily, there's a little bit of bank to fall onto, but Big
down, but still, look how close that Leman is. Just lingering, just waiting for Xantares. Dinks him down to 10, and surely he doesn't get out of this alive, and of course he doesn't. Why would he ever? First kill already given to XCOM, and that's a great way to be going about it. Groovy on the edge of the smoke, trying to fight for his side. Might even go for the aggressive peek through that smoke, depending how the flashes come over. Damage done to MHL as well. 45 on the clock, though. Looking like bomb to be planted and big. 5-on-4 retake. This is going to be so difficult for them.
No matter what happens next, it's all coming down to this. 4 men alive. Nobody in Goose, actually. Smooya finds himself 1. CT, that's Furlan to fall. 4-on-4, and off on MHL. Gonna make things worse. Nix finds 1. It's Grubby to refract Sydney with a double, though. I think that was a collateral or a lineup, at least, and it's Smooya back to a 1-on-2. He's got the ult. The plant is for him, and there's no smoke on the side of XCOM Go. But Smooya, he goes in close. He goes in personal. He's spotted. He's heard, and now, without time to prevent the defuse, that is gonna be overtime confirmed. And XCOM Go, they pull it together, and they pull it away. Big.
It determines who buys those AWPs and how regularly you can afford them. Money is such a strong game for this one, and well, it's already starting out huge. 3-for-1 trade and big. Already guaranteeing by what looks like it an early overtime advantage.
Yeah. A great start for the mixed German squad. I mean, to be fair, I very much like the fact that this is MR3, $10,000. This is what I've been calling for all the time we've been casting our leagues. You know, I would have preferred to see $10,000 over $6,000 any time of the day. And it's not because, you know, you don't Xantares, they're going to be trying to sell the A fake. I presume Xantares is going to go in alone. Smooya supporting too long. But, Capson, he's going to be caught, or be catching Sydney. Furlan refrags, and he's getting away scot-free. Uh-oh. The whole plan just collapses on top of the head of Big right now. The bomb been spotted, but look at this. 2 players still on long, and that's actually a bit of a saving grace because XCOM Go, they've over-rotated. They've overcompensated. And all of a sudden, it's back to a 4-on-4 with A-side completely under control of XCOM Go. And MH... Oh, did he see him cross? I'm fairly certain he didn't see him cross at all. Smooya finds 1 from Car. And it's back to a 4-on-3. A-side still lost. No smoke to cover it, though, and MHL finds 1. Teasy and refracts. Furlan falls. MHL the second. Lehman on short. Somehow it works out, and Teasian, a 1-on-2. No chance. MHL 3K hat trick to finish it off. 17-16 and Big. They drop big time. They had A control yet. Nope. Yeah, pretty decent. Got a little bit to soften up the blow. Furlan as well. Oof. Wow. Look at the amount of damage before they even see a single player.
Right.
Furlan. Yep. Tapson though, this peak on long was a bit of too much.
Oh my god.
Oh, Teasian, there it is. That's what you love to see in Sydney. 1-on-4, well, he might not be Smooya to be perhaps a bit more of a have a bit of a bigger impact even. Although he has been performing when most needed, that is certainly there's certainly no denying that. Although on the other side, it's Xantares that kind of disappointed me up to this point, right? He is definitely, or he was definitely one of the most prominent players of 2017 to 18, and you know, he was once called the online god, the god that you couldn't defeat, and once he came on lands, he still proved to everybody he was damn good at it. In the end, yeah, he's been having a bit of a tough time, and hopefully they can get. Wait, what is this bomb drop? Like, how did they? Like, what is XCOM doing right now? It's a 3-on-3. It's a B take, and Teasian's holding through Car. Even what is this round right now? What is going on? I go.
I'm over the top and still able to evade the Molotov, but again, they've already crossed without him really realizing. Site control to be established, and this is not a good way for Big to be playing around the site right here. 4-on-4 as that bomb is planted. Decent damage with the nades, but again, they need at least a trade back, and that's what Tizian will grab. Lemon to be shut down and at least giving them a little bit of a bite of the cherry. White Smooya just hesitating, but doesn't matter as he finds 2. Rises to the criticism. Next there to finish, and 20-19. Big will wrap it up. Big, do they have the means necessary to take him down? He's been solid in this overtime so far.
We're about to find out. MHL finds 1. Lehman refrags immediately in pit, and all of a sudden, The gig is up. It's going to be big hitting A site. They've got a man coming through mid, though. That's going to be Xantares again on the flank, or at least on the choke. And it's going to be Xantares with one, but it's not enough. MHL caught Tapson beforehand. Back to a 3-on-2. And Big once more find themselves on the precipice of being completely and utterly dismantled. And potentially third overtime coming on the board. Nyx and Tizian. They have to win this. I mean, 3 overtimes, that's a lot. And that's going to be a problem, I feel like, more for Big than anything else. Their stamina might be running a little bit low. Tizian will be caught by Grubby. 1-on-3. Next. Well, he finds one, but that's it. Third overtime confirmed. We are going into a potential 6 more rounds, and then afterwards, maybe even another one.
We're not stopping yet.
We're not done yet.
Exactly what they're looking for, but look at Xantares. This is a nice push to be making right now. I don't think Xantares will be aware of this, considering they've not done this in 46 rounds. I would have let MHL live in that position, but either way, Xantares, this is the man that we've been wanting to see, finds the double. That's all he's going to get, but he has the advantage.
Well, for the first or the second time in this map, he actually pulls off a pretty crazy play and succeeds with it. And well, Xcomago, they're going to be hitting their heads against the wall for that mistake, letting him pass through short unopposed and unchecked. And that's going to be a perfect start for Big, really. Xantares. It's better that he gets away with a few frags rather than having done nothing at all. And Xcomago, it's going to leave a bit of a sour taste in their mind. Or at least in their mouth. Certainly going to be feeling the effects of it. Smuyad Kar, this position he's been playing from consistently. Not sure why he doesn't switch it out a little bit, right? Try to be a little bit more dynamic with it. Every time he defends A, he's usually playing from Kar. And right now, the pop flash doesn't work out really. Grubby has been a bit too soon to push, or is a bit too fast to push, and it's going to be a free frag for Smuyad. Relocating onto a bit of an off angle. The nade is not really going to do too much damage. And here we go. 2v4 retake of A side. Xcomago, can they prevent Big to go up to that map point once more? Or is it going to be actually the saving grace from Lehman and Sydney, putting XCOM back on track?
They just boosted Tabson onto the back of the site, and he has no idea. All down to Sydney. Right through the smoke onto Nyx, but again, the peak is there. 24-22 in Big. They now have 2 map points to play with. Surely they do not get out of this one here, Xcomago. Surely it is now
not out of the question, and we've seen them make it back already. But again, okay, Ferlin. There goes one. It's going to be Tapson to return. Still going to be a pretty sick entry coming out from Ferlin, though. Xcomago. Even Tizian realizing how good that shot was. But as I said, Xcomago, 2 rounds in a row is what they need.
Especially with Big having a bye in the next round as well.
Yep.
Gonna be 2 very hard fought rounds. Smoothie, gap in the smoke, able to get out, but not for long. MHL.
Jesus.
Early damage, Leman to finish him off, and now Ares.
You gotta be joking me, right?
Absolutely nothing. Again, MHL damage down to low. Finally a nade to finish him off, but...
Well, that's the 23rd round almost confirmed, right? Back to a 2v3 retake of B, and we always... Well, we know what usually a B retake means, especially in a 2v3 scenario for the CTs.
With Leman this close, I'm already ticking. Molotov over the top, at least to force out the first, but Leman still running and
harder than anybody could even have imagined. Xantares playing very open, very exposed. He is low HP already, down to 41. 1 bullet, he might as well be dead, although he's going to find the bomb carrier. There's the one. He goes for the right peak, not sure why, but Lehman refrags. Tapson holds the line. He's still going to be held by an MHL. Back to 3-on-2. And the bomb site is taken, the bomb planted, and Big now. They've got a man advantage onto an A retake. Surely they're going to be able to succeed in it. Taking their sweet time, though. Smooya on short. And Nex and Thesian coming in through CT. Smooya. Just moving at the time that Grubby peaks.
Oh, no.
MHL finds one. MHL. No tag. No kills. Misses another shot. Uh-oh. Back to a one-on-one.
Kit,
Now
no
Smooya.
kit for Smoo.
No time. That's it. That's the fifth overtime. Or the fourth overtime. Yeah. Fourth overtime coming up.
Oh, boy.
Uh,
Oh, boy. We keep on going.
Getting a little bit out of hand.
Seriously, there's, again, just looking like no winner whatsoever here. We started finally maybe seeing Big have an advantage, but really a crossfire, but the positions supported well enough. Tizian, great first peek, now has the support out of Nex. And what can Ago really do at this point? Tizian just ripping down a further player, and as they all go out singular, yeah. MHL.
Single file. Let's go. One by one.
Flash out toward a long. Smooya with the advantage. Does get tagged, forced to retreat, but Tabson's there for the support. Well, then able to trade one onto Xantares, but Smooya is there again.
Yeah.
Finding the 4-on-2 now, and it seems like Big may have the better energy moving into the latter rounds of these overtime scenarios. Great shot by MHL.
That is Spider-Man stuff almost. Batman stuff flying in, taking heads off. Tabson, Smooya, and Tizian. What a
shot, though.
Reflex shot, yeah, what a flick. 26 well. By the looks of it, it's not A. For the first time, it's not A.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. I think they've heard our praise, or maybe they've heard the prayers of so many people watching them. It's going to be MHL with an entry, though. He's still hiding in the smoke. He's still somehow alive. Gets away scot-free. Where's the response, Big? They knew he was there. He couldn't be anywhere else, yet the pop flashes, the utilities work against him, unfortunately. And that is going to be XCOM with an entry already. And, well, Big, what do you know? Back towards A we go. This is starting to take a bit of a wild turn, isn't it?
Seriously, we're currently now at that precipice of around the 1.6 entire games of CS. 1.75 coming close to with the amount of rounds that we're playing right now. This time, Big. Executing out toward that A-bomb site. This time through short instead of long. MHL reads it like a book. A little bit of a slow reaction out of Furlan. Perhaps unable to take him down and back into a 4-on-3. Retake going to be difficult. But again, with that man advantage that Ago have, should definitely not be out of the way, not be out of the reach. Is he going to be approaching very, very closely? Takes the first, and that forces Groovy to stay very safe. Smooya onto that AWP. Flash is good. Has to keep his head down, though, and with short supported, Smooya's there to take down the man. And now it's really starting to fail as it's all down to the man himself. Wow. And Big.
Okay. Time that Ago was close to actually closing it out, and they were actually on the map point themselves. Instead, Big, well, they find the entry. That's a good start. It all begins well. Xantares opens it up as well. It gives them a fighting chance, perhaps. Finally, in pit, there's... Ooh, they didn't check pit. They didn't check pit at all.
They've got to.
Well, if they don't, they might as well surrender now.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my God.
Someone, please, just look in pit right now.
Look at Grubby. Oh. You know what I want to see? Grubby just walking out.
Walk up with them,
killing Smooya.
Yep.
Yeah, and then killing everybody else as well. Let's see how it goes. Oh, look at the lineup. Look at the lineup. Oh, my God. Oh. Nobody turns around. Luckily, Xantares, the aim is true, though, and it's going to be Tizian with one more. Jesus. Even with that kind of flank, it's still not enough, apparently, for Ago. Back to 2v2. The bomb going to be planted. MHL the op in his hands. A kit on Sydney.
Xantares just goes to pit. There's no need for him right now to be...
Yeah, I was just about to say, right?
Because Long's now already been taken. Sydney on his way forward. Great shot by Xantares.
1-on-1.
It's down to a 1-on-1. MHL up in hand, but as they go for the peak...
Oh, Xantares.
We finally have a winner of this map. It is going to be big, and I don't think there's a lot more to be said about that. We'll be going...
And a handful of utility available to them. And it is the full pistol in full swing. Of course, I'm not alone. My good friend and co-caster Kieran joining me. And look at this. Big. They're already going down secret by the looks of it. I wonder how they will set this execute towards B. Will they actually attempt to go for the B site, or might they wait a little bit longer, right? Maybe try and see if there's a few other options available. Xantares, though, nice first entry. Smooya, he's still alive. The only thing that matters right now is that Big keeps as many players alive as possible until the clock runs down.
And Xantares able to close out onto Furlan. Smooya finds a return fire, and Xantares and the USP waiting for the push of MHL. They know exactly where he is, but again, a 1-on-4, he is probably never going to be getting anything out of this sort of round, so he's just left on his own devices. Xantares there to finish, and that was the we can gather, but again, Big off to a good start with a pistol. Furlan catches out Tabson, though. Sydney takes down Xantares.
Okay.
And that's a bit of a rough start on the force buy of Ago. 2 players already dead for Big.
I'm not sure what the rest of the 3 are doing if your teammates are already down vents towards B. Why wouldn't you try and push a different position, try and get yourself into a bit of an advantageous spot instead? It seems like a clean round for XCOM Ago. MHL the second frag, next left alone in a 1-on-3. He's got a Mech 10 to fight with. And to be fair, he can win this battle. He can win this round. It certainly is possible, but nonetheless, this is going to be a very hard battle to be fought in the first place. As Big shouldn't even be in this kind of position. They were the ones that had the absolute advantage, and with the force buy of XCOM Ago, as long as you read well into that, usually you shouldn't have an issue closing out the round itself. But XCOM Ago, like I said, they've proved to everybody, I think, in map number 1 that they're able to contend against anybody. And right here, right now, is proof of that. Second round victory. 0 wins on those 3 maps. And for Ago, it's 2 maps played. So it comes as a surprise that they choose to even play Nuke as their go-to map. But it is going to be Smooya with an entry, and unfortunately, he's in his fragged back. So Big, as much of a good work that they've done, it's not really saving their asses right now. Overall, I gotta say, XCOM Ago, they've improved massively since we last saw them. Well, last saw them effectively since we last had any view of them in a way. And in this series alone, I think they've proven, like I said, multitude of times already to everybody that they are capable of improving furthermore. Even
the last time we saw that any sort of Ago roster was back with WoW, PHR,
the old one,
and Groovy, yeah. The last time that we really saw anything out of Ago, and then of course the merger happened. XCOM and Ago uniting as one. Sort of left the XCOM players without a roster, but they found their home in Illuminar, and successfully so as well with their recent performances. Straight into playoffs, exactly.
Yeah.
Now with this new roster gone through like an extensive trial period of working out what players are right for them. Next great shot onto Groovy. Now is Lamant. Here's the footsteps. Here's these players cascading towards him. Tabson catches out MHL from inside of Higher. The man trying to look to aggress, but again, Tabson says no to that one. All left onto Sydney. Seems like finally Big will be able to counter when XCOM Ago
up until one given point in time where they just said enough is enough and were almost able to win the map itself, and then pulled us into 4 overtimes to win it. Still, they had a few issues here and there. Most notoriously, it was the one-on-one peaks that they're kind of pulling off, and even though that might not have been that big of a blunder for them specifically, it still did give Ago a fighting chance. If they didn't take it themselves, Big sometimes presented them with that opportunity. On the other side, you know, it's XCOM Ago that were also very shaky. They've had a few questionable rounds, questionable plays. It was A side all the time, and then the one time they did go B, it was either a rush through a smoke 1-by-1, or it was just such a weird game in general that transpired in there that... Oh, ouch. It's going to be Lemon that dies. Lemon still takes out Teasing with a nade. Okay, it's an A execution right now. Or, it's not an A execution, but a bit of an A fake out. We're Tabson down vents with the bomb, though. Ooh, I like this. They're going to go back towards main. Yeah, definitely going back towards main. Next and Smooya are going to be relocating and assisting with the take. MHL already in ramp, and he's a bit late. Although, look at Grubby.
Oh,
yep,
my.
They're all Grubby. Lord, back to one-on-one. MHL versus Nex.
Thankfully, XCOM do have that AWP to rely on with MHL himself. I think Nex might be aware of the position that he's taken. It depends who reacts quicker with this shot. And, oh, the timing. He just walks in safely. Oh, no. Exposes himself, and MHL will be able to land the frag. 4-2. XCOM Ago, that is. Again, let's see.
Well, they're gonna definitely have to improve on that. MHL entry already for him. And it starts off with a bang yet again. XCOM Ago seemingly having a bit more of a solid CT side this time round. And to be fair, I actually kind of forgot how exactly the first few rounds went. I know Ago were leading by quite a lot. They had like an 8-3 result, something like that, 8-4 maybe, of a lead on Dust. And Big were able to return it back to a 7-8 in the end, but still, it was Ago that had a pretty damn nice performance in the early start.
Decision that they actually go into a pick of Nuke. Maybe they thought they could overrun XCOM Ago in a very simple 2-0. I definitely thought coming into it that that would have been somewhat the case, but Big just looked like a side that is so malleable right now. They can be defeated so easily, and Tabson takes himself a beautiful set of kills as he shuts down both MHL and Furlan, looking to find the one onto Groovy as well. Can't do it, but Nix can. Xantares closes down the man, and it's all onto Sydney. I think it might actually be happening. Seems like an eco might be coming to light for this side. They know exactly where the last man is, and it's all about finding the kill now. Sydney drops onto the back of the bomb site. Beautiful spam onto Tizian. Lands it onto Xantares as well, but can't line it up. 5-3, and Big, there's the eco they were looking.
Even need Tizian in this kind of position. Bosmuya, he's waiting for the doors to open. There's a nade. Well, the breakaway, and that's a free frag. An early start, Big. Start off pretty strong here. I wonder, are they going to go back outside? With Tabson having secret control, they certainly could attempt to go through outside towards B or towards A. Either way, Smuya finds himself a second. It's Furlan this time. Not sure if they're running into his crosshairs. I would say that's the case, but this is perhaps a bit too sporadic by XCOM Ago. They need to be a bit careful how they go about challenging their corners, or at least taking control of a certain few positions on the map. Specifically Squeaky, once you know it's open, once you know it's broken, you should be a lot more careful peeking it, or otherwise fighting it. Oh, Tapson, that's a free frag for him. Unless Sydney is going to be pre-firing. Yep, he will. No headshot as well. Sydney, free frags for days. Lehman does get one, but he is unfortunately fragged back as Grubby and Sydney are left alone to deal with the mass at hand. Oh, Grubby. He definitely heard Xantares going into the smoke in main, but he's also been heard himself coming up ladder.
Xantares.
Okay, yeah, we can't blame them for that. I mean, Train is a notoriously good map for Polish teams, no matter who it is. And Xantares, he gets away with a frag. Now, it's up to the rest of his teammates to make sure that that frag is not in vain or wasted too soon early on. But yeah, definitely Train, Big want to avoid that at all costs. Going up against any Polish team on Train is a problem, no matter who you are.
I realize Tizian's still yet to get a frag.
Oh yeah, Tizian's still quiet in his current endeavors. And Xantares finally tracked out, and Tapson's lost as well. That's becoming a bit of a problem. Finally, there's the first one. 1 HP in chat, boys. 1 HP. He gets the kill at least. Starts off strong here. And ooh, good flank.
Very good flank. Opens things up massively. Tizian's probably dead, though. Oh, the flashbang just dividing the attention just barely enough to allow him to survive. Smuya. He walk into the crosshair here. Groovy gets the angle. Yeah, perfect. Spots him before Smuya even realizes what's happening. With the fact that Tizian is still on a single point of health, all of the reliance right now onto Nex himself, and well, as bomb is dropped. It is all down to Nex. There's not a lot of time, so Furlan, all he has to do is run. Round is gone, 6-5. Nago keeping the pace up, staying in this game.
Big will be hitting outside a little bit. Oh, Smuya, well, hitting is the wrong word. They'll be taking it as they find the first. It's XCOM to react, and so far, no response. They do not wish to challenge outside, of course, aware that if Smuya has an op, he's going to be watching Heaven from outside most likely, or there's a high chance he does that. Or lower Hell. That could be also spotted by an AK or something of the like. Big. They're burning a little bit of time. They'll be hitting B ramp by the looks of it.
In a great off angle, though.
Yeah,
the first, good for the second.
Nobody checks him.
You should never get 2 kills in that position.
Nope. I mean, you get 2 kills if you have a player on ramp or in CT baiting for you, basically drawing attention to himself instead of you, and then you let 1 or 2 pass, and then you take them down. Instead, if there's nobody engaging you immediately, you always check that boost, because there's a high chance somebody's hiding. Tizian, 1 on 2 though. Lehman takes down Nex, and they know he's on site. Tizian is as good as gone almost. He plants the bomb. That was a bit of a fake out, and he still holds it. That's balls of steel to this guy. He's had a slow game start, but he's got an AK. He's got 100 HP almost. Oh. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter. Lehman takes him out immediately, and that is going to be 7-5. Whew, damn. Excomago, they salvage a very hard round to win. Wrong, it's definitely not bad to have 5 rounds already on T-side nuke. That's at one point in time in history, for a long time in history of CS on nuke, having 5 rounds already was considered to be almost the end for the CTs.
Yeah.
That they would be basically losing the second half. And if it were the old nuke, that certainly would reign through. But unfortunately, the meta has changed a little bit. And these days, the Ts are considered to have a chance to at least pick up 5-6 minimum. Tizian, his fourth kill comes through. An effective round for him in a 5-on-3 that at this point Big cannot afford to lose.
I'm not really responded with anything here. Man, on the back of the site. Maybe here's the players drop vents, maybe doesn't. Either way, Tabson as he takes down Furlan. It's all but perfect so far. 45 on the clock now, and MHL sneaking down ramp. I think the timing might have just been off. No, saves himself. Neeks finds one back onto the man. That just isolates poor old MHL again. Another 1-on-4 that he has to contend with. Smuya holding the angle, gets tagged and finished by Tabson. 9-6 at the end of the first half. Big. Definitely not out of this yet. Pistol round is going to be a massive decider of who stays in this game. Theoretically, with the sort of, like you said, current meta of nuke, 6 rounds is pretty good for Big themselves.
Should be going in towards Hut as well. We will be seeing the execution towards A side. Big so far don't seem to be prepared. The smoke into main, into Heaven covers it perfectly. The Molotov has been utilized, although I actually don't know where. But it's going to be Furlan that finds one. Xantares was the one to open it up. Furlan making it look easy with a double of his own. This is looking very simple. Lee man holding in the corner though. Still gonna be a 1-on-2. Tizian left alone. He's got the kit. No Kevlar unfortunately, so 1 bullet and he's gonna die. And it's back to a 1-on-1. Spots the player in Hut. Back to a clutch round. And I think he can hold it.
Stick it.
He's gonna stick it. Yeah, he's gonna stick it. Definitely. Furlan. Oh, 1 second.
Oh.
Oh. Unfortunately for Furlan. They certainly could have
it's already starting to, yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's already backfiring as is, but again, you know, they had a chance to play Mirage, they had a chance to play Train second, they had a chance to play many maps a second, but unfortunately that's not the case. Lehman finds one, and Excomago, they're going to keep on rolling the thunder here. Tizian does get a frag hit back, Xantares returns, unfortunately he's good for the only 1 kill, and even though Big... Wait a second.
Oh, this is winnable, actually. Oh, this is winnable.
Ooh, this is very winnable.
Tizian has AK Kevlar.
Yeah, and also look at the HP. I mean, that's the worst part of all. Even with Kevlar, both Lemon and MHL are pretty much 1 shot away, even if you sneeze at them. If you touch them, they die. Well, MHL, the lineup here, the crossfire, not exactly effective. Tizian, though the spray transfer works. And it is Big that saves themselves a lot of...
Round. Although Nex, he says no to that. Fair enough. Takes down Laneti, is dropped down to 13, but the MP9 has done its duty. Tara's playing pretty aggressively, but doesn't even matter because the rest of the side, they're already orienting toward an outside take. Is he going to linger himself in towards Secret, ensure that they can't be pushing as aggressively as they would like to be? Maybe he has a chance to strike. Perfect flashbang from Smoot. Izzy just ensures that he adds another man to the death toll, and yeah, that's exactly what you want to see. Finally, some coordination out of Big. Seems like we've been lacking it all series at this point.
Yeah, definitely been lacking it. Right, like I said, communication might be an issue here in Big. They might be struggling to get their wishes in order, get their game in order because of it, and you know, get their timings down, get their support down, and all that. Smuya, ooh la la. What a delay of the push, and he just buys more time for the rest of Big to respond to this. Am I seeing this correctly? There's two players coming out of Secret. Yeah, Tizian alongside.
Yeah.
Next.
I doubt they'll expect it either. That's the thing. Yeah, there we go. And they've got players that can do that. MHL, Sydney, they've got a lot of maneuverability about this squad. tabseN, good first frag, but they know exactly where Next is. I think Groovy takes one down, but they're stuck on him inside the smoke. They'll trade it back, and Next is still alive, finds the second, and even looking for a third. Will not be able to get it, but a good flash that allows the Molotov to go down, and while the flank out of tabseN works out prolifically. 11 to 10. As the support out of Smoo as well, if they were to try and push him, but they're all straight down toward this B bomb site. And Xantares, great angle. Hatches out onto Furlan, keeps his side alive, goes for the peak, but can't find it. Ruby on the outside as well, takes down tabseN. That is really not a good start. Moo's trying to sneak on toward ramp, but surely he's going to be realized. Yeah, LeMan is aware of his position right now.
Not just that. Argo, I think they've done it. I think this is their 11th. Big will save. They don't really have an option not to save. I mean, either they save or they lose all of their guns. That's it. It is going to be 11 to Argo. They've succeeded in picking up a vital round, a crucial round, a round that effectively breaks the camel's back once more. Although Big does have $10,000 from tabseN. It's not really going to help them out much because they're going to have to waste basically the majority of that money for the next rebuy. And Big, I mean, are we going to see a repeat? Oh, that was a close call.
He's going to even go aggressive. But yeah, I was going to say spotted out by Groovy. That's a simple frag to for him to find.
Not sure what he was thinking there, but I mean, we know what he was thinking, what he was trying to achieve, but with that second boost up there, or second jump onto the big box, I'm not sure what he wanted to achieve. tabseN, though. Oh, tabseN drops the bomb carrier. What the heck is Argo doing? Why are you going there with the bomb, though? What are you thinking, Argo? And look at this on Silo. It's already Tizian on the flank.
Oh my god. Next just walked. I was going to say Furlan just walked past Next without realizing.
Jesus. Yeah. Well.
A lot of luck involved in that round. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is a bit of a lucky break. And Smuya, even though he fails hard, it's enough for Big to still be able to win it. Or at least get close to winning it. Leman. I'm not sure if his name actually is Lemon.
Yeah, Lemon, I have no idea.
Right? Maybe it's Lemon. And he just... No one knows better than we do.
I'll ask the man himself. Screw it.
Yeah.
Ooh, Furlan. Oh my.
Okay, that's it.
Oh, round has gone as quickly as it started.
Oh, although, they saw Xantares as well.
Yeah.
Citrina is lemon in Polish. Fair enough.
Damage.
Zitronen in Deutsch, yeah. That's damage, a little bit of damage. Doesn't really matter. I mean, this round is as good as gone. Unless somehow tabseN and Xantares make some magic happen. This should be 12 to XCOM. Argo.
Getting to that point again. Getting that point where Big even they've sort of thrown the alternate smokes, ones that we don't see too often, to allow a deeper control of Garage. Although Smuya walking right into the crosshair. Yeah, not a good beginning. Finds the first kill, will force XCOM back. tabseN there for the trade as well.
Pincered. This is getting a little bit out of hand. X-Comago, they should have just committed down secret if they really wanted to. Even if they lose one, they can refrag Smuya if they give it hard chase enough. Unfortunately, trying to pull back in the commotion, they get caught, and now, so far, no response. Time is ticking, and by the looks of it, it's just going to get worse and worse by each passing second. And Big, the break might have done some good for them, maybe. You know,
seems like it, yeah.
Or, excuse me, Tizian grabbing himself a bit of a booster, a bit of an energy boost overall. Look at next, though. Ooh, sexy. I like it.
Especially if he gets in at the right time. MHL.
Wait, Cap. Ooh, ouch.
Oh.
Yeah.
Xantares just shoots next in the head. He's like, oh, sorry.
You know what? Xantares has had one too few kills to not shoot his friends.
Yeah, he's like,
I
I'm hungry
need
for blood.
I don't care by who at this point.
Why are you not streaming the feed with the player cams? Because of
them very well to face off Furia next and have a bit of a rematch and a revenge hit against Furia for losing the opening match today. Just shy 12 hours ago almost. And Tapson finds one. Oh, Smuya doesn't take the shot. He takes the shot and he hits Grubby. Or Grubby will be taken down. That's a 4-on-3. Lemon does refract, but it's still next that brings it back. A 3-2. Bringing it into the fold is next, but it's Xantares. Hot dang it.
Unfortunate at the moment. Like you said, not a lot of cash in the bank. Smuya able to get the first, gets a second as well, and I think we know how this ends. Game is done, and that's for certain. Well, then a single point of health, and he is dead to rights. 16-12. That wraps it up 2-0. And that sets up a lovely little rematch, like you said, with the Furia boys waiting for them. Waiting, like you said.